Hey guys, Jacob here. In today's video, this is going to be this week's vendor reset. It is currently the 15th of April. Sorry for the delay on this week's vendor reset, but I've been very busy and I haven't had time to record this a little bit early on. But as usual, we're going to be starting at the base of ops. This week, they are selling the Badger Tough 0F chess piece. If you guys don't have this, I'd recommend picking it up, but keep this in mind, the stats on this are pretty average. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys need these items and want to pick them up. But other than that, that's all they're selling at the front desk vendor. Now, if you guys take a right and go straight through this area right here, through the paintings, and when you guys get to the end of the hallway, you will approach the clan vendor. Shout out to DOD and Kamikaze Von Doom. This is the clan vendor. This week they're selling the Forge. This is the Richter and Kaiser holster. This one has skill tier, which is usual, shield health, and status effects. So if you guys want to make a armor style build or shield style build, I'd recommend grabbing this. Or if you guys don't have it. They're selling Bulwark, my bad, I can't speak, gloves if you guys need that for the Bulwark set. I know some people are still trying to get that. But other than that, that's all they're really selling this week. But if you guys need any of these items, I would highly recommend picking them up. Next location is going to be the Theater Settlement. This week they're selling the Baker's Dozen. If you guys don't have this, I'd highly recommend picking up this weapon. That is if it wasn't in the shape of the one that is at this vendor. The rolls on this are pretty bad unless you guys really want to max this out with optimization. I'd wait, either for the vendor to sell a better one or looking for loot allocation areas and waiting for it to drop. But if you're new to the game and you don't have one, you just want to have it, then I'd definitely recommend picking it up. But other than that, that's all they're really selling at the Theater Settlement this week.
Check out what I've got.
Right now we are at the Campus Settlement. This week they're selling the Commando. This one's not too bad. It's above average rolls. So if you guys don't have this, I'd recommend picking it up. At the same time, I know a lot of you guys get these dropped 24/7. But if you're new to the game, then if you have the money, then I'd grab it if you really want it. Or if you're just trying to collect all the named guns. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys need to pick this stuff up. They are selling Richter and Kaiser pieces if you guys are looking for those. But other than that, that's all they're really selling at the campus this week. Alright, now we're going to be starting at the Dark Zones. Keep this in mind, you guys need a different resource to buy any items that are for sale here. You have to go in the Dark Zone, deconstruct items, and extract the resources, and that way you can get them and use them to buy stuff at the DZ vendors, or you can open up small boxes that are around the entire Dark Zone and get one resource at a time. This week they're selling the backup boomstick. I would not recommend picking this up if you guys actually don't have it, because I mean, this one is just a sawed-off shotgun. There's nothing fancy about it. It's just a named sawed-off. If you guys want it, then I'd go for it. At the same time, this costs a lot of money just for a sawed-off shotgun. But like I said, if you're trying to collect all the name stuff, then grab it. But you have better luck farming this in the loot allocation area and just getting it to drop. I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. They're selling Araldi holding gloves if you're trying to make a headshot build. But other than that, that's all they're really selling at DZ West. Next Dark Zone on the list is going to be Dark Zone South. This week they're selling the Swamp Chain. This one's not too bad, but at the same time, if you guys are trying to get this, Cassie Mendoza usually sells this now and then, so I would save your money and pick it up there. But if you guys are in a rush and you really want to get it, then go for it, I guess. But I'm going to scroll through a few more items in case any of you guys want to pick this stuff up. They're selling a Max Hunter's Fury vest if you guys are trying to make a Hunter's Fury style build, but I don't know if you guys really want to spend 109 resources in case there might be selling something later on you guys might want. They're selling this pretty decent 511 backpack. It's not crazy, god roll or max stats, but has crit chance and crit damage and adrenaline rush already on it. So if you guys are trying to make a hazard style build, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. So you can roll hazard on it or even use bleed resistance mods if you guys are trying to do that for PvP or PvE. But other than that, they're selling Mad Bomber if you guys are trying to make a Alp Summit damage repair build. I know some people have been doing that lately, not sure why, but you can pick it up if you guys need it or need the talent. But that's how they're really selling at DZ South. The final DZ on the list is going to be DZ East. This week they are also selling a Commando. This one's a tiny bit better than the one they were selling at the other vendor, but if you guys need this, I'd recommend grabbing it. But at the same time, you can pretty much farm sniper rifles and get this to drop pretty quickly. Other than that, they are selling a max 511 hazard mask, which this one has 4.9 critical chance, almost 5%, and 55,000 armor, which is actually very, very low. But if you guys are trying to make a hazard build, I recommend actually grabbing this and maxing out the armor to either armor or weapon damage, so you guys can use that. But it already has max hazard and almost has 5% critical chance, and if you roll the armor and make it max, you can always max out the critical chance with a few optimization rolls, and you have a triple 511 mask. They are selling Hanu U holster with skill tier, skill haste, and status. If you guys are trying to make a skill haste, damage build, if you guys want to change status to skill damage, I'd recommend grabbing this as well if you guys need it. But other than that, that's all they're really selling at DZ East. The final location on the list is going to be New York City. As you guys know, they do not sell any named items, so it's pretty much all yellow. So if you guys need any of this stuff, I would recommend picking it up. If not, then obviously you guys can just ignore it. But that's the front desk vendor. If you guys go straight through here and take a left and go through screen tent, Roy Benitez will be right here at this tent. And pretty much this week, he's not really selling anything that's too crazy, but I will scroll through in case any of you guys need this stuff. They are selling this Gunslinger Sombra Vest if you guys wanted to use this for a build. I know some people are trying to get a little more creative in this game because there's really no new content dropping, so people are trying out new types of builds, and Gunslinger's one I've been hearing about being thrown around all the time. So I'd recommend picking this up if you guys don't have it, because you could just change the weapon hand and critical chance and run Gunslinger and get that 20% damage bonus when you're swapping your weapons. They're also selling the Seska mask. This is going to be a perfect item, especially if you guys are new and trying to make a DPS style build or a crit style build. You actually could pretty much buy this vest and get rid of Gunslinger if you really wanted to, and use Seska and get critical chance and critical damage. And you could buy, even some of the other pieces and combine them together, and boom, you guys can have a pretty basic build on your hands. But overall, that's about it for this week's vendor reset. Sorry for delaying it and pushing it to the side, but I have a lot of stuff going on, so it's really hard to put uploads into my schedule. But thank you all for watching as usual. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.